Hey YouTube, it's Eric. I found the. I was just. I wanted to add this in the last video, but I forgot. But I'm gonna read to you the source, for this like social experiment on page 43 as a footnote to it. And I went down into the footnote section and I found there is like a blob of text that just gives more details for the social experiment. But I'm just gonna read to you the footnote really quick, and I'm gonna show you again just how you can get this book of LibGen for free. You see, the footnote was at footnote 17 in I think it was chapter 7, I think. We see here you see talking about the infants who are locked up and isolated from society, to be experimented on like MK Ultra style, but by the Emperor Akbar. You see, these wretched infants were incarcerated for 4 years. The experiment is thus described by Abu Fazl. Quote, in the 24th year of 1578, one of the occurrences was the testing of the silent of the speech. There was a great meeting, and every kind of enlightenment was discussed. HM said that the speech came to every tribe from hearing, and that each remembered from another from the beginning of existence. If they had arranged that human speech did not reach them, they certainly would not have the power of speech. If the foundation of speech bubbled over in any one of them, he would regard this as divine speech and accept it as such. As some who heard this appeared to deny it, he, in order to convince them, had a serai built in a place which civilized sound did not reach. The newly born were put into that place of experience, and honest and active guards were put over them. So, like that's literally what MK Ultra, like mind control experiments are. They completely isolate their victims from society to be operated on as guinea pigs. But they actually, Akbar had soundproof, essentially like soundproof walls put into the testing centers. For a time, tongue-tied wet nurses were admitted there. As they had closed the door of speech, the place was commonly called the Gang Malhal, the Dumb House. The place was called the Dumb House. On the 20, the Jesuits, this was right around the time that like the Jesuits made contact with Akbar. Right? The Jesuits first made contact with him in I think it was the 1580s that the Jesuits first made contact with him. It might have been before. I'll look that up after I read this just to verify. But this social experiment went down in 1578. On the 29th at an Armidad, 9th of August 1582, um, he went out to hunt. That being or I'm not sure who's he describing here. He's describing he's quoting this Abu Fazl source here. Um, so let me see here. On the 29th, Armidad, 9th of August, 1582, he went out to hunt. That night he stayed in Fazlabad, and the next day he went with the special attendants to the house. Oh, he's talking about the king, and he went as attendants to the house of experiment. No cry came from that house of silence, nor was any speech heard there. In spite of their 4 years, they had no part of the talisman of speech, and nothing came out except the noise of the dumb. I'm going to repeat that. In spite of their 4 years, they had no part of this talisman of speech, and nothing came out except the noise of the dumb. What the wise sovereign had understood several years before was on this day impressed on the hearts of the formalists and the superficial. This became a source of instruction to the crowds of men, and he gives a source here. The story is also told by Bidoni, who says that, quote, about 20 sucklings were taken from their mothers for a consideration in money, end quote. So this is essentially, this is like a human trafficking ring being operated, back in the day too. You see, like the children's were stolen for, essentially like stolen from their mothers for a bit of money, and a mother shouldn't, give their child away for money, even if they're hurting. There's other ways to make money. But I saw there was the footnote. I thought that was very interesting. And I'm going to let me see. I think the mission of the Jerome Xavier was the second mission, and that was 1585. I just wanted to see quick if the Jesuits were in contact. Yeah, so Jesuits were called to his court in 1579, 1 year after the initiation of this experiment, and the experiment lasted, like 4 years at least from these sources. So like the Jesuits were at Akbar's court when this guinea pig experiment was going on. And here's the photo of Jesuits at Akbar's court. I've just to clarify from the first video I did on this, I found out that there was also a Raphael Acquavia who was a cousin to the Jesuit general Claudio Acquavia, and it's possible that this is the Jesuit Raphael Acquavia. But nonetheless, the Acquavia family was a power aristocratic family at the time, probably still is to this day. And this Jesuit, being the brother of the general, would have been, you know, he's a very powerful Jesuit to be at this court. But it's possible that this was Raphael Acquavia. I'm going to look more into that. But this guinea pig experiment was going on while the Jesuits were at the court. Yeah, they initiated diplomatic relations in 1579. You see two members of the Jesuit order, then you see two Jesuits here at the court. Um, just to show you how you can get the book on Akbar. I'm just gonna show you one more time. Go to LibGen. You can find a bunch of if you want to read a book. Just what I do is to make sure I don't have to buy it. Like it's always nice when you can get books for free. I see if this website has a PDF. You see Akbar and the Jesuits. Right here, click on that, and then click again, and then just click Get up here, and you'll be able to get this book for free. But yeah, that's all for this one, YouTube. Peace and love, and namaste.